Welcome back, I'm back. And, oh, damn it. I keep forgetting that because it's not part of my opening thing. There we go. I don't know why it does that, and that it doesn't work right off the bat, but at least I have a workaround. Anyhow, yeah, we're doing official PlayStation Magazine demo disc number 80 tonight. Only got 42 more to go. Sort of. The demo discs stop at number 112, but let me just get my numbers straight here. 108 also came with a PSP demo, and number 93, I actually also have the Polish version of that disc, so I might take a look at that briefly as well when we get to that number. So not necessarily 42 discs left, but 42 issues left. And this will not be the last time I have to haul out the iToy either. It's kind of weird. It's happening on the 4th week every time it does. But I get a couple months reprieve each time. But yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to the PS2. And that lovely clock. Oh, I can't get enough of it. I've actually had this sitting there in front of my face for the past 20 minutes or so. And I also have the live stream up on a secondary TV off to the side that Siren is currently sitting on top, in front of, and nosing at. Hi. Hi, Siren. But it's kind of nice because I can, instead of having it on my laptop, I have it on this TV, which is very close to my frame of sight, so I can see when a message pops up, and I can read it easily, and I'm basically looking almost right at the camera when I do so. So, it's kind of nice. I must, but I mean, like I said, I've been updating it as I went along. I have to say, I'm giving serious thought, though, to switching my PS2 emulation stuff to the Series X. A new PCSX version got ported there, and it looks pretty fantastic, and it'd have a lot more grunt to throw at PS2 emulation than the Steam Deck does. The only major problem right now is that it has to be installed in dev mode, and I don't want to have to mess with dev mode anymore. Because I watched the video that MVG did on it, and one of the games that he tested it with was Outrun Coast to Coast, which is one that I have been trying to get working on the Steam Deck, and yeah, exactly what you see in the video. It's not pretty. Nice. I can see how GameCube emulation would probably work a little bit better on the Steam Deck than PS2. It's less unusual architecture. Pretty much the only GameCube game I've tried on there so far has been Metroid Prime, and that works flawlessly. That's the point. I mean, the whole reason I got it was so I could do PC gaming in console form. So, all right, we're going to start with the cool moves. Simpsons hit and run, find all the collector cards on Lisa's level.
Hi, my name is Saul, and today I'm going to show you a cool move for the game, The Simpsons Hit and Run. In this cool move, I'm going to show you the location of all 7 cards in level 3. Let me show you how it's done. Okay, the
Saul, yeah, I know. I kind of like how he says it. Hey there, Fortifier. Welcome, welcome.
Little back alley over here. And you want to
oh man, you're missing out. And hey, maybe the Steam Deck will show you some of the advantages to console life.
Here, up to the roof. There's a little wasp camera right there. Take out along the way. And cards right here.
I hope I don't have to share this with Bart.
Get in your vehicle and head down the street. Next card we're looking for is going to be...
yes and no. It's kind of interesting.
A little shortcut.
And one of the weird parts, though, is, you know, Saul's delivery is a little low-key. But when some of the other guys, when they try to be a hype, it's so cringy.
Jump up here. Another little wasp camera.
Zap.
And what you want to do is you want to walk up here, these little narrow paths right here on top of the bowling alley, to get close to the card. And you just want to go jump to it.
Ah, you missed. I'm surprised they actually showed that, to be honest. But I'm glad they did. Oh, did he get that card? It looked like he missed it.
Here. You go up this ramp to take you to the port area. It's just a little shortcut.
More liberal guild. Speed, glorious speed.
Go down the pier here and across the beach. And we're trying to get over here to the lighthouse. It's just another little shortcut I'm showing you here to get there. Exit the vehicle, and you want to head into the lighthouse.
I don't think this game was sued.
Press the triangle button here, and
or if it was, they didn't win.
Lighthouse, and you want to carefully stand on top of this railing and jump twice.
Limited edition.
I think they probably would have liked to have done so because this kind of shows up Grand Theft Auto.
And get back in your car. What you want to do is you want to get up over here.
Sega sued them.
And then turn around because you want to get some,
basically
some
Crazy Taxi stuff.
This little jump I'm going to show you right now.
You know,
the ship.
I hope
ramp and
I hope that
go through
has kind of stopped. I don't remember hearing about that kind of thing very much lately.
And get out of your car.
Because it's like, how can you
go up here to get
patent a gameplay style?
And run all the way to
like
the
back in the day when it was,
you see the car on the horizon there, but
you know, when all Pac-Man was moving a character around the screen. I mean, there wasn't much that you could do to copy it and still be original. Hi there.
And when you walk around the perimeter of the ship.
Oh, okay. Road rage. Yeah.
Here. And there you have it. There's another card. All right, head all the way back to where your car was. There's the car. Just want to back up. And just go over here.
Yeah. Nice.
Now we're back on the pier. We want to head this direction. And we're going to go to the studio where the Krusty the Clown show is being filmed.
Dude, I got plenty of gay friends that have tons of cats.
Go inside the studio and head all the way back here to the trailer.
I know what you're getting at.
Park the car, get out, get on top of the vehicle, and what you want to do is jump over this fence right here. It's a little tricky.
You get on the windshield?
Want to get just right on the windshield.
Yeah, there we go.
And there we go.
Oh, that's insane.
And here's the card. All right, we've got 2 left to go. Jump up in that box here to get back to your vehicle. And just reverse out of here.
Aye.
And get back on the street. We're heading now to the dam, so we have to get all we have to navigate this windy path here.
I don't know, some people are getting a little frustrated with retro
Okay, we're
achievements.
going to be closing on the dam now. It's just down
Just
this
because, like, they've been getting more and more ridiculous
hill.
with
And
the requirements to
we'll make a left
complete
right here.
full
And
sets.
look for a broken area of the
Like,
guardrail.
literally hundreds of achievements on a given game.
And just get out of your car. And you'll notice a path that takes you to the card. And you want to carefully cross this plank right here. Don't want to fall off. Feel free to adjust the camera just so you can get a better view of where the card is located. And from here what you want to do is just perform a double jump to reach the card. If you don't get it at first, it's alright. You can just keep following this path. And go through the door here to take you back up on top of the dam, and you can try over. It's a difficult jump, so it's going to take some practice. In the meantime, let me show you where the last card is. Let me get back to the vehicle.
Aye.
The last card is not that far away. What you want to do is line up your vehicle right here on this broken bridge, and you want to stop right here and get to the edge here to jump to this platform. And jump again. And wait for the platform to take you all the way to the other side of the bridge. And it doesn't matter if you fall down like I just did, because it just took me to the other side of the bridge anyways.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And the last card is going to be hidden right here. Right
That's
here on
not
this little
hidden.
ledge right here.
Ah, sweet, sweet tangible rewards.
There you have it. I just showed you the location of all the cards in level 3. Have fun exploring the rest of the level. There's a ton of more hidden stuff to find.
And that's the third different thing that I've seen him, hatwear or headwear wise. For quite a while, he was doing, rocking a hat like this, knock him out with a camera. And then I saw one where he was didn't have a hat on. Now he's got his toque.
Panel member Jason Crawley. Okay, first you're going to want to put your distraction camera on the gun. Go up and
I don't
shoot
think
the
I'd
top
ever
one.
really feel comfortable wearing
You want to climb up here. This is an easy way to take out
kimono
guards without
or
fighting them or killing
oh, what's
them.
the male version? I can't remember.
Take out your gun. Wait for the guard to get close. Shoot the camera.
Yukata. Yeah. I don't really
And you can make a noise with
like
the camera,
loose
turn the guard over.
clothes. I don't like clothes that are
Got to
too
check it
tight
out.
either. I just there's a reason I almost always wear jeans and a t-shirt. They're just comfy.
And you can repeat this for the second guard as well.
A per burger. Although maybe I should at some point have a bandana and a yukata.
There he is. Hit him with gas. And you're good to go. Now you
Basically,
can use this move anywhere throughout the game as
so,
long as you have the distraction camera.
You
in your
know,
inventory.
the 6 degrees
And it's a
or
really
6
easy way to get
directions in
stars without
three-dimensional
fighting or
space
killing
are
them.
up,
So
down,
give it a
left,
shot.
right, forward, back. The directions in the 4th dimension are ana and kata. So, bandana and yukata. All levels unlocked for Kill Switch. Challenge mode, database, Splinter, and Casey unlocked. Oh, you know what? That would get you right to where you need to be to unlock the original arcade game on there. That's good to know. Then we're back to that. Okay. Check out the iToy tech, and then we've got the tech demo coming up.
If you've been paying attention to the latest trends in gaming, then you've already heard of the iToy. It takes the controller out of your hands and puts you into the TV set. This gaming device was developed by Sony Computer Entertainment's London studio and Dr. Richard Marks, and is constantly evolving and changing the way people play games.
The inspiration
I don't know if the lighting is good enough in here for it, but I'm going to give it a try.
And open to a wider audience. So by the iToy controller, you can just use your body as the interface. It's so easy to play. Kids and their parents and even grandparents like to try it. They're not inhibited by the complex controller and not understanding what they're supposed to do. Everyone's kind of on an equal playing field. My background is in computer vision and image processing, and it's really neat to be able to see this kind of technology applied in a completely new game interface domain. So here's Hurricane. You can see it kind of mixes the graphics.
The future success of iToy is tied to expanding our ideas of what a game interface can do.
We really see the iToy as a kind of extension
There
of the
isn't an
PlayStation
iToy
platform.
game demo
It's
this
really an
week,
example of a
but there
platform
are
to really see a new
some
kind of interface
tech
evolve for
demos
gaming.
on this
Gestural
disc.
recognition, facial recognition, tracking of your body, all these kind of things are going to be part of future of games.
I'm going to say that there was one good iToy game, and we do get to play a demo of it in the near future.
Authored by people in our research group.
iToy Antigrav was pretty fun.
Experience and see how that feels and what it's like. The tech demos aren't quite as flashy graphics-wise as most games are because we don't have the time or resources.
But
they usually have kind of one
the camera
quality that
itself is
shows
kind of shit.
something we think would be a great
Which,
game
I mean,
So
it
we
was
try to show our
before
technologies as much as possible to the game developers and
digital
inspire them to
cameras
make
really
those
started
games
taking
around
off,
ideas we
so
try to mock
there
up.
wasn't a lot of tech
In the
behind
lab
it.
already, we have tons of different tech demos that show kind of different things you could do with iToy. For example, a wand-based game where you move a magic wand to cast magic spells. If I cast a spell,
Oh, you sweet summer child. This was way before that.
game where you move these colored balls around and a virtual pet comes and
This
lands
is
on the balls
basically
and you
back
can
during
interact
real
with them that
player
way.
days, you know?
We have a game that's a photo editing tool that uses our CLAM interface. We have real-time image filtering. That,
Even the
any kind of
PS3
image
was,
processing programs people have tried out for
like,
photos, we can
in
do
the
that in real
early
time
days
through a
of
live video.
YouTube.
These are all things that people have never seen in the public. And I'm
There were
really
like
hoping
2 or 3
developers really
games
kind of step
that
up and pick up some of these ideas and make
had
great games out of them
something
the way
built
that
into
our
it where you
developers make
could
great games
make
with
clips
that
and
are out there now.
upload them.
One of those great games that utilizes this technology is the iToy Groove, a dancing game that plays to a different beat.
Now the PS4 with the Playroom, that was where it started to cause problems.
You actually see yourself on the TV now. The iToy USB camera. puts
They
you on
actually
TV.
took
It also tracks your body
the
movement.
ability out of the
It offers
original
a different level
Playroom
of gameplay
title.
than simply just pressing buttons. You know, you have artists like Madonna, Jamiroquai, Fatboy Slim. You also have classic artists such as Kool and the Gang and the Village People. So there's really a broad range there that should appeal to everybody.
No, we had, I had a
So there's tons of great
TV
music, but how does
like the
dancing
whole
become a
time
game?
growing up.
The iToy experience for iToy Groove extends beyond just simply button presses. It really
One thing that
requires
was
you to
kind
move
of
your
funny
body, and
though
the more
was
you move, the more points you get.
I remember
Try to catch these
watching
targets that fly out from the center as you
Encounter
hit
at
different
Farpoint
targets, and depending on
on
when you hit it, you get more points for it.
the
Challenge show up
original
more
air
sophisticated
date,
than any other dance game can offer.
but our color TV had broken, so my dad was not going to miss this. We set up a spare black and white TV in the family room and watched it on there.
Play at the same exact time, so you can either play together and try to finish the round, or it can also allow you to play against each other as well. So you would be able to battle your opponent, trying to see who can dance the best. And it
Hey,
really
Fortifier,
just
those
keeps
girls
the
are probably
audience
older than
happy
you
to
are.
play with you as well as what the developers done also, they've incorporated a dynamic mode, which basically monitors how well you play, and it adjusts the difficulty as you play on the fly. So the better you are.
Now, if you figure they're
the
about
harder
10
it
or
is.
11 in 2004,
iToy Groove really is much different, much more immersive dancing game experience. So when you think iToy Groove, you think great music, great dancing, and just a great iToy experience.
If you want to be one of the few to actually test drive the next generation of iToy experiences, check out the tech demos included on this disc, and keep an eye out for iToy Groove.
yeah, I'll give it that too. And some of the technology that that they were experimenting with the iToy ended up being, well, I mean, I'll show you in a second here. So we'll go with the iToy tech demos, magic spells.
So this is a demonstration of a magic wand game, and again it uses color tracking and also motion detection and gesture recognition.
So
the first thing I have to do is
the
tell it
gesture
which color I want it to
recognition and
track, I want it to track
the
the
color
color I
motion
want. You can
tracking.
use any kind of bright colored object you might have in your house. And the one we're going to use
What are we
is
going to
this
use for
ball.
that?
A ball would work best, so a tennis ball or something like that might work. So what you have to do is you have to
Move
hold
controller.
the ball in the very center and push the X button. You'll see the circle. And you want to fill your colored object.
Because that is
inside the
basically
circle and then let
where
go.
that
And now it's going to
ended
track
up
that
coming from.
colored object. So when I twiddle my fingers over the object, it kind of activates it. That's the activation of the magic. And then when I draw a shape with it, one of the PlayStation symbols, that's going to recognize the gesture of what spell I want it to cast. So if I do a circle, that's the fire spells. So then I can cast the magic fireball spell, and I can shoot it out of my wand here. So we have a lot of different gestures. So if I twiddle my fingers again to activate it, then I draw a square this time. I get the air spells this time. So you can cast a spell right away and I get the tornado spell, or I can wait and let it get more power and then I'll get the hurricane spell. So here's hurricane. You can see it kind of mixes the graphics and the video together here. You get the kind of movie special effects. And one of the neat things is when we first demonstrated this, we had two PlayStations hooked together and we were dueling each other. So I'd cast a spell at somebody and they'd cast a spell back at me. And they'd see the spell effect on me and I'd see the spell effect on them.
That's kind of
We did it over
cool.
the network. So one of the other controls you have to do on this demonstration is if you step off camera and take a picture of the scene without you in it, like this, by pressing the L1 button, then it takes a snapshot of the background. And then with that, you can do all sorts of neat special movie kind of effects. So one of the secret shapes we had in the game was this kind of upside down triangle. Let's see if I can get this upside down triangle drawn here. That's the mind spells. And if I cast a spell, then I go invisible. You can see I faded right out. And I'm kind of only partially visible here. And that's done because we have this backdrop picture of me, of the room without me. And like I said, when we demonstrated this the first time, we had a counter spell for every spell. So if somebody cast invisibility on themselves, you could counter that with the true sight spell. So I'd cast the true sight spell, and then I'd get my little eyeball that would bring him out, and then I could see. So for the tech demos, a lot of the a lot of the time we don't have very many art resources, so a lot of it has to be programmer art. So we do lots of spells that are kind of programmer arty, like the California spell, as we call it, or earthquake. Not a whole lot of artwork needed here. So. And I also try to do as many kind of spell effects as I can that just use image processing. So then one of the other fire spells, if you wait and let it build up more power, you'll get the scorch spell instead of the fireball spell. And that's kind of like this. It's kind of cool fire effect. And there's all the PlayStation symbols, and there's also some secret symbols I'll let you try to find. And again, that's showing color tracking, motion detection, and gesture recognition all in kind of one big demo together.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and step out of the frame really quick. Yeah. The camera is kind of old and tricky, but let's see if we can do this. Come on. Well, let's try. No, it's not going to do it. Let's see if I can need to get closer then. Bye-bye, siren. You're supposed to prime it by waving your hand over it, but... Oh, there we go. There we go. Got it to work. All right, so let's do... Oh. Don't know what I did right. Okay, well, that works. Let's try diamond. No. I was wondering if that might be like, you know, altered square. I love how it, like, the thunder kind of, or the lightning kind of tracks to the controller. Yeah, it's a wonderful spell. Magic! Come on. Ooh. There we go. All right, so we did square and circle. Let's try triangle. Oh. Okay. That's kind of weird. Let's try triangle again, but powered up. Oh, there's the earthquake. And of course, my face cam is completely dispelling the illusion there. But come on. There we go. I don't think I did a circle, wait, cast. There's the burn effect. yeah, pretty much. I also had to turn off that light just to make sure that it wouldn't interfere. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's try X. Come on. I mean... No. Ah, not that again. I mean, X is the only one left, but we can't really make it happen. Let's try that mind spell. There we go. Oh, there we go. And like magic, I brought Siren back. Oh, that was perfect. I was hoping something weird like that would happen. Come on. Ooh. Come on. There we go. Gotta try to figure out... I wonder if... Oh, that's more like a triangle. Oh. Or not. That's something new. Come on. Here we go. Nope, wrong one. Oh well. Oh yeah, that's the weird locusts thing. Okay, let's try one of the other tech demos. So, fun fact, to make this show up with a blue orb, I actually have it paired with my PS5, and I made sure my PS5 was on. So this is actually logged into my PS5 right now. I gotta be careful not to press any of the buttons.
We wanted to have kind of a real-time video effects kind of processing, kind of the effects you might see in a image editing program on a PC. So this is an embossing effect, and if you just hit the R1 button, you cycle through all the different effects.
Okay, so I'm not going to need that with... Not going to need this for now.
Kind of
but I am going to have to redo this later because they also put the tech demos in the...
coming out of the color, and actually that paints in the color of the scene.
Oh,
so kind of
oh, that is cool.
Bring the color of the backdrop in by just painting it with that object I'm tracking. And it's actually the little sparkles that are doing the painting. So if I clear it back to gray, you can see wherever the sparkles are, that actually is what's painting the scene. It's kind of like a spray brush or something. So this is a color.
But yeah, they've got the tech demos in the playground section also.
It's hard to do on video because you get that kind of shimmer. This is a kind of a weird black light filter, which leaves certain colors one color and leaves certain colors longer. Just gives you kind of a nightclub feel or something. This is just a blur effect, give you kind of a very blurry image. This is a edge detection effect, so you can just see the edges in the scene highlighted. This is another kind of an edge detection effect. Gives you kind of a weird, almost
You know,
black filter.
we kind of take this
This is
stuff
a
for granted
background
nowadays,
subtraction
but
effect, so if I step off the camera again,
I mean,
take a picture,
being able to do this
pushing
stuff
the L1 button as before. Now I have
live
this kind of
action
subtraction of the live video from this snapshot.
is kind of
You can see
insane.
just me kind of highlighted. And with
At
that,
this
you can do
point.
this kind of fake green screen effect. It's hard to do in this kind of low light situation here, but let me try that again with picture. Not gonna get a good enough.
You don't have a low light situation.
And with
The
that, you
camera
know, we do
just
target tracking.
sucks.
So you can see it's kind of putting a crosshairs on me, so that's how we can do some tracking if we would want. You can also do motion blur, like is in the Kung Fu game already. And with the motion blur and the color quantization mixed together, you get this kind of color bleed effect where it just looks like the colors of my body bleed from one place to the next, which is kind of a neat effect. This is a spider's effect, so these little spiders just kind of bounce around moving.
Oh, dear
and
God.
stick to my face.
Why?
So if I move my hand up here and wipe them off, now they're stuck to my hands. And I move them around. You can kind of, this is a fun one to do. You can push it onto your friend and leave them around there. One of my favorite things to do with this one is to get them on my face and then come up real close. Get it kind of crazy. So this is the raw chrominance output of the camera. You can see it's kind of blocky because the video has to be compressed on the camera. And this is the other chrominance, again, blocky and grainy because of being compressed on the camera. This is kind of a weird, like, liquidy filter that we made. It just when you move
weird.
past stuff, it looks kind of liquidy as you go past something. These are all just neat effects for no real purpose whatsoever. And this one, let me take that picture again. See, this is kind of like a hollow filter. I look hollow inside. So maybe we'll cut that. One other thing that you can do, we can show with this, is that the video is actually just a texture to the PlayStation. So we can actually do anything we want with that video. So I can take that video and put it on lots of different polygons and move it all sorts of crazy ways. And I can even drive through it and get all these kind of weird tunnel effects. And again, it's just a texture. You could have it on thousands of different polygons in your game if you wanted to. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Got it. So I'm going to step out of the view again here. Okay. Now let's see if any of these filters work out for me. Oh, there's that whole thing. Okay, is this the thing where... Oh, it's doing the removal thing, but the chair is slightly at a different angle. All right, rest well, DOS Nerd. I hope it goes well for you. Okay. Nope, not that one yet. Oh, here are the spiders. Oh, they're going up the wall. Get off of my face. Okay, there's that fake green screen thing. There's blur effect. Motion track, or person tracking, maybe? It's not doing a good job of it. Oh, weird. There we go. Edge detection. Blurring. There's that weird posterize plus blur effect. And just a regular blur effect. And a regular posterize effect. Blah. Oh, jeez. That was inadvertently terrifying. Oh. Hey, I was having fun. This, I thought that they had that sparkle thing in here. Okay, this is that liquidy thing. There are the spiders. I don't know what's going on right now, but we're kind of cycling through, so might as well just head back. Okay, so those are the iToy Tech demos. Let's go to the extras. Gamer profile, Robin Wilson. I don't know who that is. Oh, the lead singer of the Gin Blossoms. Alright.
The PlayStation Underground is out on the town in Tempe, Arizona. We've tracked down a man of many talents and interests. He's a rock and roller with a streak of geek in him. We present Robin Wilson of the Gin Blossoms, a not-so-typical lead singer of a rock and roll band.
My hobbies include video games and comic books, and I collect action figures, and run a recording studio. That's a pretty big hobby.
You know, I'm sitting here thinking
villains and stuff from McFarlane.
You know, the production effort that they put into all of this, and tracking these people down for interviews and recording them and putting everything together. And they had to do this once a month. And even nowadays, that would be impressive for the amount of stuff that they've got on these discs. Of course, it wouldn't just be one person working on these discs, obviously, but...
I really love the machine and I love the games. I take the thing everywhere with me. I travel with it all over the States. It's my main hobby. Ever since having a baby, I only have time for one hobby, and it's video games. My favorite PlayStation 2 games include Metal Gear Solid, War of the Monsters, Ratchet and Clank, Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit 2, and
good choices.
Recently, I've been playing Soul Calibur, and Ico, and Music Maker.
Nothing too odd with those choices, but what makes Robin different is where he plays these games. This guy's a true wandering minstrel.
Since the summer of '92, I've done about 300 dates on the road, and I've had my PlayStation with me in at least 100 different hotels, a bunch of different buses. I played in the dressing room, take it to my wife's aunt's house. The best advice I can share with the gaming audience is if you're going to travel with your PlayStation, bring an extension cord, an RF adapter, and AV cables, and then you're going to need some tip money for the hotel engineer.
The Gin Blossoms hit Hey Jealousy is already included in Konami's Karaoke Revolution, so we asked Robin what ideas would go into his version of a touring rock and roll band's video game.
If there was a Gin Blossoms Robin Wilson video game, the overall object of the game would be to play as many county fairs as you can in 1 month and to keep the band from breaking up. Actually, that would be the title of the game, too. Gin Blossoms, keep the band from breaking up.
Oh, jeez.
While he was trying to keep things together, we asked Robin to compare two of his major interests.
I guess there are probably a bunch of parallels between the gaming industry and the music industry. Certainly, I'm a fan of some of these creators and these publishers in the same way that in music you buy records when you like certain groups. But, you know, everybody finds something different to get geeked out about. And just since I'm a professional musician, it's hard for me to get geeked out about music like I used to be when I was much younger. So for me, I get my yayas out with video games.
And Robin, anytime you're ready.
That's not a good way to try to keep the band from breaking up, Robin. Alright, I'm going to go up to the fog tint. And let's go with something a little bit more faded this time. And roll the credits. Yay, Shu Yoshida. Popular hot rodding television. Well, we haven't really gotten to the Gran Turismo 4 feature yet. That'll be next. Speaking of which, check here for information on Gran Turismo 4. Oh, there's a couple of things here. I think I remember watching this one. If it's the one I'm thinking of, the winner is like this green Buick looking thing.
Modify and tune their cars into the ultimate individual expression of art and engineering. But what would happen if you took the third largest trade show in the world and combined it with the world's biggest auto racing franchise? You might just have a dream come true for one lucky car owner, as Gran Turismo's creator Kazunori Yamauchi and a cast of expert judges handpicked 5 best-of-category cars from the show. This cream of the crop would then compete to see who would get to feature their dream machine as a playable car in the next installment of the world's best driving game, GT4.
The SEMA show is a gigantic show, but yet Gran Turismo is a gigantic franchise, and to have them come to the SEMA show and look for a car that they believe would be worthy of the game is incredibly flattering.
What I'm really looking for is the cars that will actually perform as good as they look. It's a matter of style, it's a matter of stance, but really it's a matter of performance. What are the quickest cars? Kind of a race me home scenario.
So I'm looking for something that you can actually drive. The tires don't rub, the chassis doesn't squeak, it makes good power, but it's not ridiculously loud or obnoxious. Supercharger's always a good choice. This one's intercooled, supercharged.
Excellent power, good handling, just a good overall balance of looks, performance, and just general attractiveness.
Well integrated, slick looking, a little attitude without craziness.
Something that gets my blood pumping, something that I would want to drive home.
So that's what it takes to make a winning car. Are there any specific attributes your car needs to take it to the next level? Namely becoming a playable in GT4?
Well, GT4 is all about fun, so a lot of good suspension and grip, because the vehicle can look great, but if it doesn't go fast and handle well and stop well, the people who are playing the game are not going to choose it.
To really win a place in a game like GT4, because the game is so far advanced, it's really a balance of engineering, the amount of tire that you can get under the fender wells, because you've got to have a car that can actually make some grip, and something that's light enough so that when you run it around the road course, it actually makes sense. Doing awards like this at the SEMA show so that we can get a car into GT4, you've got a chance to have all of your hard work actually show up in the game on screen, and this is something guys can play with for a long time. So as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the coolest things I've ever been involved with.
Why is the automotive industry taking such a keen interest in GT4 and aftermarket cars like those featured in the SEMA Auto Show?
Being in GT4, that's like worldwide advertising. I mean, on probably the grandest scale.
The automotive industry really needs things like Gran Turismo 4 because it's hard to get new customers into this business. The kids can just as easily go snowboarding next year. By having titles like this, it actually keeps them involved. It makes people understand that this is fun stuff.
I mean, some of the earlier Gran Turismo games are directly responsible
Brought to
for...
America specifically because the kids have been playing it on these video games. The whole WRC rally movement, the STI Subaru, the Mitsubishi Evolution 7, Evolution 8, and the kids demanded that these cars be brought to the States, and these manufacturers have done that. I've driven these cars.
I was just about to say that.
GT4 to thank for this.
You've seen the competition, so now it's time to place your bets. Which of these modified supercars will get a chance to race in the world's greatest driving game and spark the creative imagination of a whole new generation of car lovers?
Here tonight to honor automotive excellence.
Yeah, that definitely looks like a Japanese import. Saturn Ion. Interesting. Freaking Clio. Yeah. It's that Buick Special, that one.
The overall balance of the car was perfect. The engine specifications, the exterior, the interior design, the brake performance, shocks, you name it, it's there. This car stood out like a jewel.
Unfortunately, even our judges didn't get a chance to drive this gem, but you'll get your opportunity when the highly anticipated GT4 hits the streets.
And then when that car showed up in Gran Turismo 4, I'm like, hey, there it is. Follow a judge.
So what exactly makes a cool GT4 ride? Well, the PlayStation Underground spent an afternoon with Cameron Evans, one of the auto industry judges from the GT4 Awards panel and host of Hot Rodding TV. We followed Cameron as he walked the floor of the Specialty Equipment Market Association's annual SEMA Auto Show in Las Vegas and shared his expert insights to get an in-depth look at what goes into choosing an award-winning car.
Good lord.
This show is absolutely huge, but finally we found our first car. It's Mark Kroll's Z28. It's a convertible, it's in the Holly booth. This thing goes as fast as it looks.
That is pretty sweet.
20-inch wheels on one of these cars is not that easy to do. This car's got to be tough. There's no way you can get that much wheel inside one of these cars.
I dig the orange and black
Hey guys,
look.
You wouldn't think that your legs are going to get in the way. With this thing, it's got a flat steering wheel, so that way when you turn the wheel to the left, hey, it will clear your legs.
You know, an interesting angle to GT4 that no one's ever thought about is all the pre-runner cars from Southern California. Couldn't they work well on a rally course? I think they could. Check out this Ranger. This thing would, yeah, it rides a little high, but this could be pretty fun to drive. You know this truck's tall when a guy that's 6'5" has to get on his toes to be able to look under the hood. This thing's got some ride height. Sex on wheels is a pretty good term for it.
You know, it's over 700 horsepower, 2,000 pounds.
I'm not going to
Ground effects.
disagree.
To drive this car, it just takes your breath away.
It's like an old shoe. This works. The sports car fans will remember there was a little bubble over the hood on one of these cars for the tallest driver ever. A lot of people don't think of Saturn in performance, but when you look at a car like this, you see that the aftermarket is actually taking to these cars very well. It's got some of the little performance items that kids can actually do. This car is very real.
I had a Saturn at one point.
Time to repeat this. It's also got a turbo kit, which you don't see too often on Saturns.
It was a pretty decent car
About
until it died.
the actual modifications to this car beyond what you can see with the naked eye.
Okay, well, good performance has turbocharged it. That's what all these pipings are for. Adds about 85 horsepower to the wheels. Bolts direct onto a stock motor. There's also upgrades, camshafts for it, which add about 15 horsepower to the wheels. Throttle body upgrade, and then there's also headers for it. So it's a basic, easy bolt-on, ready-to-go kit.
You have the sensible Saturn.
Yes.
hey, this thing could make it. This 62 Corvette is a perfect example of a hot rod for GT4. I mean, not only does it have the classic lines, it's got a little more wheel and tire, a little bit of suspension. It's got the upgrades you want, but the most important thing about this particular 62 Corvette is the ZZ430 engine. This engine is one of the most rare crate engines you can possibly buy from General Motors. To me, this is perfect for the hot rod category. Now, when you look at a title like Gran Turismo 4 and all the tuner cars that come from Japan, you haven't seen that many tuner cars that come from America. Roush is now in this game. They're building a 2004 Ford Focus directly from Roush Performance that you can order up just like this. This is a real GT4 car. One of the reasons people come to the SEMA show is to see the hottest cars built for the year. Now, this particular car belongs to Ted and Sue Richardson. It's a 62 Buick that's got all sorts of modifications to the point you can't even list them. This is a very valuable, expensive car, but it actually works very well. It makes a lot of power, makes a lot of grip, it handles very well. It's got giant bare brakes on it. They call it Buick-it. You can see from under the hood. I mean, it's got a real Buick engine. These are some of the unique things that I'm looking for as I judge these cars.
So shiny.
And they could very easily be made right into a car in Gran Turismo. As you can see, the SEMA show is absolutely giant. We've judged all sorts of different cars for Gran Turismo.
It's a car
4,
zoo.
But now we need to find out who the winner is. In fact, I've got to go, man. We got other cars to go see. We've got to make sure we come up with the winner. This could be one of them.
And maybe I'll have to play Gran Turismo tonight if we have enough time. Not necessarily GT4, but maybe Gran Turismo 7. Okay, let's get into the playground. It's giving me a different first playable from earlier when I fired this up, so I'm going to go right to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3 first. Okay. This is not going to be easy to deal with. Don't get me wrong, I love these tactical shooters. I played the hell out of this back in the day. Uh-oh. One sec. Oh, there it is. But like, they do take a fair amount of patience. And I kind of feel like my gaming patience has run a little thin recently because I've got so much to get through. And that's one thing that I'm kind of looking forward to.
This operation is extremely time
like
sensitive.
during my hiatus.
Let me explain, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. One of our best informants, a man who's tapped into a half-dozen terrorist networks throughout the world, sent a message 3 days ago that he had extremely important information concerning the Venezuela situation. He also said that he was quite certain that if we didn't reel him in quickly, he'd be killed. Bring our fish in, Domingo. We need this man's information desperately, and we can't afford to let him be killed. This may be the key to the whole operation, if you can get him out alive.
Got it. Is it trying to use some sort of weird resolution for like some FMV sequences? I'm gonna have to come back to this and take another look. And just hope that I'll be able to record the video somehow. Wow, that's a shitty frame rate. Ugh.
We're not exactly sure where the informer is, but we do know that the area is overrun with tangos. Contact! Hostile down.
Okay, I can lean around a corner.
I'm trying to locate him now. There's a lot of activity around a courtyard near your position. Check it out while I take another look using the satellite. Contact. Threat
Thanks.
eliminated. Contact. Tango neutralized. Threat neutralized.
Yeah, you guys,
Man down. We've lost it. Man down.
oh, I was gonna say, you guys have fun.
Threat neutralized. Threat neutralized.
Too sensitive. Hey, I at least got one guy. Oh, holy crap.
Contact. Tango neutralized.
I'm lucky he didn't see me.
Tango rear. Threat eliminated.
Okay. Ding Chavez. I actually recognize that name from like other Rainbow Six titles. Do I have a light? Blah. Too dark. Hold on. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Unfortunately... Oh, sweet! I can use voice orders on this. Oh, that's really cool. I don't really feel like I need to, though. Aha! That's better. Okay. This is where we came in. Okay.
Bingo. Found him. He's being held on the top floor of the building you just entered. Go get him.
There we go. That went better.
Contact. Contact.
Probably... Oh! That might work even better, honestly.
Roger. Hold it. Lead down.
Ah.
Lead is down.
Mission failed. Ding got donged. Still messing with controls. That's kind of cool, though. Like, again, if I had time to really sit down with it, that would probably be fun. In fact, the first game I got for the PS3 was Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Terminator 3 Redemption. Acquire a vehicle. Boop. It doesn't seem to have helped. Oh, it's a vehicle-based thing? Okay. I'm not opposed. I was just expecting more of an FPS.
New program executed.
Wonder if that's his actual voice. Oh, I see. Okay, I like the targeting.
Excellent.
Yes, it is excellent. Oops, wrong button. Oh, what the hell? Stop it! There we go. Ah, I've got a timer on this. That's fine. Oops. Kind of clever of them to keep high walls so they can keep the frame rate up.
Excellent.
T200s are bullet sponges, but at least they're not trying to make me do this with limited ammo. Oh, for the love of... Die already! Jeez. Holy crap, stop! Ugh. Okay, that's kind of an awesome HUD. Nope, still not gonna die? Oh, what do we got? Hazagul became a follower. Thank you for following. Very much appreciate it. Working my way through the official PlayStation Magazine demo discs. I'm on number 80 of 112 tonight. And part of the point here is that I'm recording footage to go on to a website that I will be making to document all of this. That was kind of hilarious. Whoops. Ah, crap. Where am I supposed to go? What the hell just happened? I'm gonna assume that that's pointing me in the direction of my target. Nope. Entirely wrong. No button to run faster. Come on, I want to steal one of their guns. I mean, I guess it doesn't help that they go up in a tiny mushroom cloud when they die. Fantastic. Oh, his arm got damaged. No, actually target them, damn it. There we go. This crunch. How am I running faster and still not catching up to it? There we go.
We must destroy the engine to capture it.
Yeah, well, I can't get close enough to see it.
Piece of cake. Exceptional. Excellent. Terminated.
So I guess there's a say something button. Come on. Oh, hi. I mean, the game looks decent and plays somewhat okay, but it kind of feels like a bit of a slog. I hope that by the time the game fully released, that they reduced the number of bullets it takes to defeat even, like, the simplest enemies. Yeah. That's partially my fault. I got turned around. I'm just going to ignore you if I can. So I gotta try to catch up to this a-hole. That's not gonna happen.
Mission failed.
I didn't even get that thing killed before time ran out. Jeez. Not exactly the best demonstration for your game. Again, it looks cool, but it doesn't play that well. Alright, next up is Fight Night 2K4. Oh no, not Siphon Filter again.
Okay, this is your man Big Ticket doing big things, and welcome to Fight Night 2004.
You know, if they do another one of those things where they, like, show me all the different games that I played over the course of the year as kind of a year-end wrap-up for Twitch, it's going to be a long list. Because for every demo I play, I've been, you know, changing the game information.
A rapid series of blocks that can be used to protect yourself from flurries of punches. Your fists, arms, and elbows can be used to pick off incoming blows. You can see here in gameplay that the blocking system totally eliminates button mashing. If somebody tries to unload non-stop punches, you can easily block them.
Yeah, but I am a button masher.
Pressing the L1 button plants your feet on the ground and allows you to use the left analog stick to move your upper body. You can move your upper body in any direction that you can move the left analog stick. This allows you to lean out of the way of any incoming punches. You can also use the left analog stick to move your upper body with the full 360 degrees of rotation.
That's what you just said.
This allows you to bob and weave just like real life boxes. See how the quick directional leans are used to avoid incoming punches? The full rotation of the upper body is used to avoid punch combinations.
Oh, that looks like it's going to be annoying to go up against.
You can start using it to confuse your opponent and set up punches of your own. Okay, this is your man Big Ticket doing big things, and welcome to Fight Night 2004, the revolutionary new boxing game from EA Sports.
Well, anyone can pick up and play, but will said anyone actually enjoy the game?
Okay, this is your man Big Ticket.
Hey, I'm pressing a button to get past this stuff. So I can actually play the game.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
E. Wow, another loading screen already. Oh, goody.
1, 2.
Wonder if I can turn off the music.
Check me out right here, yo.
Yeah, because, I mean, I can go back and turn down the music later, but then that turns down all of the audio from the game. And it's really it's a waste of time.
Okay, Fight Night is in full effect. Let's get it started. It's time to get it on. Fighters to the ring.
How am I supposed to move toward him? This is moving me left and right. Oh, that's stupid. All right.
What is this fighter made of? What's his head made of?
He just stood there and took it. I keep trying to push toward him, but that's making him move to the right. He broke his friggin' neck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I just want to sleep. I did absolutely nothing with the controller. He got back up anyway.
That uppercut was serious. I hope his jaw's all right. Jones dropped that one to the dome.
Just gonna keep rabbit punching him here.
Those body shots will wear him down. Contact with the head. The crowd's loving it. He may not hear not another word for a while after a hook like that. Jones doesn't have much more to offer.
Yeah, I'm getting my ass handed to me. Just let me stay down this time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's a warrior in there. He took the uppercut to the head like a champ. That nose is a bloody mess. It may be over soon for Jones.
It also kind of feels like I'm not doing as much damage to him as he is to me. He doesn't seem like he's blocking that much.
Fatigue on his sleeve. Oh, damn. We got 10 seconds left before the fight's over. Yo, it takes a man to shrug off a solid hook to the head. Oh, man. That one landed south of the border. These fighters...
Realistic boxing violence. Wow, they're just putting it right out there. 32 real-life boxers and the athletes that go inside them. Alright, next up, Siphon Filter the Omega Strain. I mean, I wouldn't mind more modern recreations of some of these games, because like the PS2 kind of felt, the PS1 and PS2 kind of felt like they were experimenting with new control schemes, because, you know, PS2 was the first system in the line to ship with a dual analog controller. And they were kind of getting used to what that
I
meant.
told you he wouldn't go along with this, and now look what's happened. Shut up.
By now, we've got it pretty much figured out.
That was not our... Wait.
Dr. Broussard, I'd like
Yes?
to ask you a few questions.
Who are you? This is a restricted area.
I'm an investigator for the IPCA. We're looking for this man.
No.
I think we actually played this very demo the other day.
Teresa, we're under fire. Repeat, the entire area
Or tried to.
Can you find out what's going on? Copy that. Already on. I'm heading into the subway after Broussard. Stay on task and keep your head down. No one dies on Mars. Got that?
Terrorists are attacking downtown Carthage, but we can't let that interfere with our mission. Mujari's biodata disappeared with him, and I need you to collect more. I'll investigate the terrorist attack, continue the search for Mujari, and then find Broussard. The Carthage Health Authority doesn't know who we are, and will shoot on sight. They are collateral targets, so don't use lethal force on them, you got it? However, discreet personnel elimination is authorized for every terrorist target in the operations area. Commander Logan suspected this outbreak was a new strain of the siphon filter virus. I think he may be right. He wants answers. We're gonna get them. Oh, I didn't take a look at what button is the, Come on. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's do this. Wow, that's a drastic change in gamma level. Alright. So, there's a flashlight icon. How do I turn it on? Aha! Right analog. Excellent. So, left and right are on the left analog stick. Right analog is strafe. And look up and down? No. Oh, up and down on the right analog stick is also move forward and move back. What the hell kind of control scheme is this? And let's try this one more time. I want to try to use this gear. Yeah, Oh, okay. If I can interact with it, it'll be the triangle button. Got it. Yeah, the control scheme is just really bizarre. No, I'll stick with this. Oh, that would be useful, but I haven't taken any hits yet, so we're good. You don't have the C4. Okay. So I gotta find C4. Which, of course, will just be sitting out in the open. Oops, sorry about that. Water damaged laptop. Wonder if I was supposed to get to that before I turned the fire suppression systems on. Fire suppression systems aren't doing a very good job. I love how the flashlight turns off when I run up against the wall because the edge of the flashlight is clipping through the wall. Okay. That's not what I was trying to do, but whatever. Team member required. Ah, there we go. There's no way for me to look downward. Well, I mean, they did tell me that there was a C4 trigger man there, so I guess that one was on me. You know, I kind of wish more games had the option for voice command. Just with the AI, and not only for online chatter. Especially since, I mean, it's extremely easy, well, not for me to find the one that I have over here, but it's extremely easy for pretty much anyone to get their hand on a Bluetooth headset now and pair it with their system and do it that way. I think Metal Gear Solid 5 or 4 had that functionality. But that was probably like the most recent high-profile game to do so. Psy Girls. Playable this time, huh? Alright. Real world basic controls. Oh, goody, we've got 2 pages of weapons. Cyber world controls. Okay. Not as much Konami this week. I guess they still had some to show off. Sure, I'm sure that's necessary somehow. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate a good pair of legs, but that seemed a little gratuitous. Okay. New game. Oops. Silly me. You selected her. Okay. Asuka's not in this one, so we just gotta go with Ice. I kind of feel like we played this on a previous demo disc. Oh yeah, I remember this now.
Perfect. Let's confirm the objective. This net justice is in control of a huge...
If I remember correctly, I wasn't able to actually finish this because I couldn't figure out where I was supposed to go.
altering criminal records. Of course, security is tighter than you can ever imagine. Even the best hacker can't get in from the outside. So you must destroy it from the inside. Yeah, anyway, sneak in to destroy the personal information files. First, look for a terminal.
And I can't move yet. I have to wait for him to stop talking.
Started right away. Go along the corridor you're in right now. I'm always monitoring you. Call me whenever you want to contact me.
Thanks, Sancho. I'm good.
Oh no! There's a security guard!
What? No ammo!
How many shots does it take?
Security guards here even have hand grenades?
Okay. Ah.
Piece of junk.
Okay.
No ammo left.
Oh, I only had the one grenade. All right. Jeez. At least I don't have limited ammo. I think I don't have limited ammo. Okay, yeah. The shotgun has basically unlimited ammo. Well, that's why it was taking so much to actually take them out. It's just a shotgun. Now it looks like I have a real gun.
You'd better not get on that elevator. A security guard might come running right away.
Yeah, this is kind of maze-like.
Hey, it's a security guard.
And I'm not sure if there's a map.
Please come.
Yeah, that took quite a few less shots.
a control room for security. It's dangerous to touch it without caution. Ignore it. Just proceed.
Okay. Is there a map? Blood off? I ain't a pussy. R3 map view. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's L3, dumbasses. But at least I've got an easily accessible map. Ow.
That door. Must be something there.
Foot decided to
Get a little closer.
be painful.
Hey, where are you going?
Ah, fine.
So, it's a door to the arsenal. Good find. The door is locked. You must have the card key I gave you. If you use it, the door should open.
Thanks for showing me the tutorial after I used the item.
It could be useful. Let's take it.
Oh, crap. I actually did want to see what they were going to say there. You have obtained a bomb. Oops. I accidentally pressed a button.
The door won't open. Leave it and search somewhere else.
Somebody, please come.
The door won't open. Leave it and search somewhere else. It seems the door won't open. Leave it and search somewhere else.
Well, they haven't reduced the amount of talking he does.
The door won't open. Leave it and search somewhere else.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna go to the elevator.
I never imagined a shutter being here. Well, we have no choice. Remember, there was a security control room on the way here. Go
Yeah.
back there and operate the shutter. There seems to be a hall beyond this place. I never imagined a shutter being here. Remember, there was a security control room on the way here. Go back there.
I'm gonna get there by the time he stops talking about it.
No!
Okay. Operate the computer.
Piece of junk!
Carefully.
Piece of junk! Damn.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. The shutter seems to have opened.
I have to go all the way back again.
It seems the door won't open. Leave it and search somewhere else.
Hey there, Infamous. Yeah, Psy Girls popped up again. Right after Siphon Filter Omega Strain, which we've also played before. I'm doing pretty well tonight. Ow. I do kind of like that, you know, she doesn't have to get back up before she starts firing. That's actually kind of cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm so far behind. I'd want to watch more than just that recent episode. I was actually looking around a little bit last night, trying to see if there was a way to watch Doctor Who streaming without having get HBO Max. The only other way would probably be to get a VPN and pretend that I'm logging in from England, so I could use the BBC iPlayer. But by that point, I would be paying money anyway. I never quite understand that. Ow. Wait, that's right. R2. There we go. No, I've never had HBO Max. I was actually watching Doctor Who on Amazon Prime, I think it was. Like, making my way through the newer series, like, over the, you know, new year that they switched it out to HBO Max. I had just started with the Matt Smith series. That probably didn't help much. Yeah. Oh, come on. Good Lord, come on, you guys. Just give it up. There we go. I don't blame you. Especially in the police outfit in the first episode. Although I have to agree with Who culture that Donna Noble is the best companion.
No ammo.
It seems the door won't open. Leave it and search somewhere else.
This another armory? Oh, that's the same one. How the hell did I get back here?
Leave it and search somewhere else.
Yeah, sure. I would appreciate that. Like, I was looking at the list of episodes, at least. It looks like the only bit of Capaldi I haven't seen yet was his final episode.
What unbelievable stuff they have.
My second favorite episode of the new series of Doctor Who is Heaven Sent. That episode, like, I literally did not see the twist coming. And it was so effectively done. It was so cool. Oh, now what? Oh, card key B. Okay.
No ammo.
No one else? All right. Good, good.
An intruder.
Oh, it wasn't the Roomba that said that. Okay. Can't remember if that's where I came from. All right, hold on. It was not. Okay. Keep forgetting I actually found the map button. Yeah. And then it was also kind of... I also loved the bit where he used... Where he was like riding into a gladiator battle on a tank with a frickin' electric guitar. Because Capaldi actually plays the electric guitar, so the couple of times that he did that as the Doctor, that was actually him playing.
You'd better not get on that elevator. A security guard might come running right away.
Sorry, it's for science. No? Okay. Probably the best idea to have bulletproof Roombas. Oh, okay. Wasn't sure what that meant. So that takes away the map entirely. Instead of just making it slightly inconvenient.
Somebody, please come.
Okay, so this is locked. Can I encourage this dude?
CR-1000, the latest cleaning robot. That cleaning robot. Can't we use it?
That's what I was wondering. Like, maybe it can open the door for me? Remote control is in the toilet of the hall of the upper floor. Screw that. I'm done.
That cleaning robot.
Okay. Next up. Oh, we're actually on the viewable demos already. Okay.
Here's your man, Nick Scryer. Facial reconstruction and a memory wipe. Intelligence has the movement attacking the refinery in about 90 hours.
This memory wipe will give us plenty of time to drop him in and get him past the movement side probes. Mindgate's specialty is psyops. They dismissed General Krieger, but Scryer stayed with Mindgate and took his psychic powers to a new level.
I gotta say, another favorite non-Doctor character in Doctor Who, friggin' Missy. Oh, she is so much fun. No, she didn't. She was another favorite. I liked her. She got a decent enough send-off, though. Like, after she left and then popped back up for that, you know, end of season episode. Alias. Never watched the series, never played the game. I will say though that if you know they've been showing some like actual video, and if that's not just from the series, if that's actually from the game, that's a plus. They should have done that more with the Matrix game. But that wouldn't have been enough to save the Matrix game. This one was relatively short on playables. I'm kind of surprised. Although the ones that they did have were kind of designed to be longer. Okay, that animation was really well done. Like, until they zoomed in on his face, I wasn't sure if it was a video or not. Yeah, tire yourself out. I'll get to you. Nice. I saw your comment about that a little too late yesterday. But yeah, let me know how it goes. Yesterday was the deadline for me to update the my address before them shipping out my analog pocket, so that should be mailing out soon.
He's following us.
Well, that's the thing though. You're not going to actually open your PS5. You're just removing the plates. The plates literally just latch on to the outside of the chassis. But, you know, running a vacuum along the, you know, vents probably wouldn't be a bad idea when you've got access to them. Like, I think some of the holes on the case under the plates are actually intentionally there to trap dust and be easy to vacuum out. Yeah, all the way back in 2005, no less. Okay, and we're back to the iToy Tech demos to round out the night. We did these earlier, but again, I want to kind of double up on it as part of the playground in case you later on are watching just this part of the video and didn't watch the other stuff. So you don't miss out, because this is part of the playground part. I'm not going to be using a colored ball. I am going to be using a move controller, because this is basically where the idea for the move controller began.
Now it's going to track that colored object. So when I twiddle my fingers over the
optical
object,
tracking with
that's the activation
an orange or a blue ball on a stick with the iToy.
What spell I want it to cast. So if I do a circle, that's the fire spells. So then I can cast the magic fireball spell, and I can shoot it out of my wand here. So we have a lot of different gestures. So if I twiddle my fingers again to activate it, then I draw a square this time. I get the air spells this time. So you can cast a spell right away and I get the tornado spell, or I can wait and let it get more power and then I'll get the hurricane spell.
Except this time, if I do the one where I disappear, it's not going to bring Siren back.
Movie special effects.
That was kind of hilarious.
One of the neat things is when we first demonstrated this, we had two PlayStations hooked together and we were dueling each other. So I'd cast a spell at somebody and they'd cast a spell back at me. And they'd see the spell effect on me and I'd see the spell effect on them. And we did it over the network.
I wish that
so
actually
one of the
existed
other controls you have
somewhere.
to do on this demonstration is if you step off camera and take a picture of the scene without you in it.
So yeah, this whole thing where you're supposed to take the picture outside of the scene and come back. Siren was on the back of the chair when I did that. And then when I got back, she decided she had enough of me getting up and sitting back down and left. So when it replaced me with the background, Siren faded back in.
And I'm kind of visible here. And that's done because we have this backdrop picture of me, of the room without me.
That'll definitely be clipped later on.
When we demonstrated this the first time, we had a counter spell for every spell. So if somebody cast invisibility on themselves, you could counter that with the true sight spell. So I'd cast the true sight spell, and then I'd get my little eyeball that would bring him out, and then I could see. So for the tech demos, a lot of the time we don't have very many art resources, so a lot of it has to be programmer art. So we do lots of spells that are kind of programmer arty, like the California spell, as we call it, or earthquake. not a whole lot of artwork needed here. So, and I also try to do as many kind of spell effects as I can that just use image processing. So then one of the other fire spells, if you wait and let it build up more power, you'll get the scorch spell instead of the fireball spell, and that's kind of like this. It's kind of cool fire effect. And there's all the PlayStation symbols, and there's also some secret symbols I'll let you try to find. And again, that's showing color tracking, motion detection, and gesture recognition all in kind of one big demo together.
Okay. It's really picky about actually activating the wand. There. That was always irritating me the last time. Okay, let's see if we can do some magic here. So let's do that first. Trigger the magic. Come on. Last time it was... Oh, wait a second. There we go. Okay, let's see if this works better. Come on. Trigger it. Arg. There we go. Now it's charged. So let's try circle first. And fire! Come on. Fire? At some point, I wish it was just a, you know, shake to... There we go. Alright, do circle again. Let it charge. And whoosh. Ah, it's all on fire. That's what I get for practicing magic in my living room. Okay. Alright, that went a little bit better. I was not able to get an X down. Well, there's a triangle at least. There's the locust swarm. Come on. Still haven't figured out what actually triggers it. What? There we go. It's supposed to just be you wiggling your fingers over it, but there we go. Wait. And boom. Okay, now for the square. And do a tornado. Oh no. Oops, come on. Oh, it did a circle again. Come on. You're being so good for a while. Tickle, tickle. There we go. Okay, square. Wait for it. Boom. Okay, now let's try the invisibility thing. Gotta trigger it in. Come on. There we go. Okay, so this is an upside down triangle. Oh, that's different. Does it make a difference, like, which direction you draw it? Come on. There we go. So I did it this way. Come on. Arg, my arm's getting tired. There we go. Yeah, I accidentally triggered this one before. So I wonder if I go in the opposite direction, if it'll do something different. So let's go this way. Yeah, okay.
Invisible.
There's the invisibility. Ooh. Invisible. Come on. There we go. All right, triangle that way. Wait for it to charge. And eyeball. That is really bizarre. Okay, well, let's try one more thing here. I want to see about circle in the opposite direction. No, that didn't work. Okay, so I did counterclockwise. Let's do clockwise this time. Nope, same thing. There. So weird. All right. Got one more thing to do. We've got they're kind of like video overlay filter. The magic spells thing was really kind of the fun one.
I wanted to have kind of a real-time video effects kind of processing, kind of effects you might see in a, a image editing program on a PC. So this is an embossing effect, and if you just hit the R1 button, you cycle through all the different effects, or you can just let them cycle through on their own over time and do that. This is kind of a color tracking one. If I tell it to track this color like I have before, then you see little sparkles coming out of the color, and actually that
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to get that one
bring the color
earlier, because that's like the most fun.
It's actually the little sparkles that are doing the painting. So if I clear it back to gray, you can see wherever the sparkles are, that actually is what's painting the scene. It's kind of like a paint spray brush or something. So
Okay, no, the one that combined this with the blur was kind of hilarious.
Hard to do on video.
That's going to be another clip later.
This is a kind of a weird black light filter, which leaves certain colors one color and leaves certain colors
flashbang effect.
This gives you kind of a nightclub feel or something. This is just a blur effect, give you kind of a very blurry image. This is a edge
I don't need
detection
anything
effect, so
fancy for a blur effect.
highlighted. This is another kind of an edge detection effect.
Ta-da!
Weird, almost wood block filter. This is a background.
Although that black and white thing just now was pretty
take a picture,
fun to see with my glasses off.
as before. Now I have this kind of subtraction of the live video from this snapshot. And that's why you can see just me kind of highlighted. And with that, you can do these kind of fake green screen effect. It's hard to do in this kind of low light situation here, but let me try that again. Picture. Yeah, I'm going to get a good enough picture here. And with that, you can do target tracking. So you can see it's kind of putting a crosshairs on me. So that's how we can do some tracking if we would want. You can also do motion blur, like is in the Kung Fu game already.
I'll have to...
and with the motion blur and the color quantization mixed together, you get this kind of color bleed effect.
Yeah, this.
It just looks like the colors of my body bleed from...
I don't know how it's not making his mouth as disturbing as it did with mine earlier.
These little spiders just kind of bounce around moving, and they stick to my face. So if I
yeah, that's terrible.
Wipe them off. Now they're stuck to my hands. I move them around. You can kind of... This is a fun one to do. You can push them onto your friend and leave them on there. One of my favorite things to do with this one is to get them on my face and then come up real close. Get a kind of crazy effect.
Get it off, get it off, get it off.
So this is the raw chrominance output of the camera. You can see it's kind of blocky because the video has to be compressed on the camera. This is the other chrominance, again, blocky and grainy because of being compressed on the camera. This is kind of a weird, like, liquidy filter that we made. It just when you move past stuff, it looks kind of liquidy as you go past something. These are all just neat effects.
I really don't want to know what kind of lighting he has to have in that room for all of this to work like this.
This is kind of like a hollow filter.
Because, I mean, I've got decent lighting going on in my living room right now. And the camera is acting like it's almost night. Again, 20 years of camera sensor advancement, but presumably he's using the same damn thing.
So we can actually do anything we want with that video. So I can take that video and put it on lots of different polygons and move it all sorts of crazy ways. And I can even drive through it and get all these kind of weird tunnel effects. And again, it's just a texture. You could have it on thousands of different polygons in your game if you want to. It doesn't matter.
All right. Move out of the way. Okay. Whoa. Trying to get into a decent sitting position here. Okay. We got this filter, just the black and white thing. Was this the one where we're supposed to, like... Well, there's the invisibility thing. Ooh. This is the liquidy thing. There's the spiders. Off of my face. Hi. Okay. Well, there's the moving thing. Not going to have much to track. Should have worn a lighter shirt tonight. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Ooh. And then this is blur. And then this is this one that was extremely disturbing. This one's kind of neat. I like this. And back to the black and white thing. Which, I mean, presumably... oh well. So yeah, that one wasn't quite as interesting, but still kind of neat. Right? I mean, it's a little bit better resolution and, you know, is capable of color, but not that much better. Okay, so that's it for tonight. Next week I'll be able to use the PS3 again. Because I'm not going to have to use a headset or camera or anything like that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to wind down for the night. I've only got 20 minutes left. But let's go find someone to raid. And I kind of have some clips to make and terrorize Twitter with. Ooh, Drex is playing Luigi's Mansion. Let's drop in on him. Alright, so I will be back tomorrow night. We're going to make a run at the end of Phantasy Star, but I'm not entirely sure that we're going to get there. There are a lot of dungeons left. I feel like 2 more sessions will do it, which sucks, but c'est la vie. So look forward to that. I'll be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, properly in tacoed. But in the meantime, rest well when you do, and enjoy Drax.